Hello everybody, my name is Maxim and I am from Codejig team. We are sure that in the nearest future, your applications created by our app builder will gain numerous users. And this is why it is very important to know how to properly manage them. This is our main user account page, and to start working with the users, basically click on this button. In this field, you will be asked to choose the company users of which you want to manage. You can be a manager of numerous companies, including your user account, which is an entire company as well because it may have its own unique apps. You can do this in this drop-down list. For example, I am a manager of 2 companies, including my user account. In Codejig, we have 2 types of user, Codejig ones and app-only users. Codejig users have their own Codejig account, while app-only ones are created manually by the manager of the company with some given permissions for some specific apps. Let me demonstrate you the difference between them in a more interactive way. So, Codejig users can administrate entire companies, while app-only users have access only to some specific apps. So, like this. Then Codejig users can develop the apps, while app-only users have no access to this function. Both Codejig users and app-only users can administrate specific apps of a company. And of course, both Codejig users and app-only users can use those apps. It is very important to mention that Codejig application can be run not only in our cloud, but also downloaded and deployed in your office. Since the application, which is deployed on premises, may not have access to the internet, it cannot work with Codejig users because it might not be able to connect to Codejig authentication server. However, it can run with app-only users. This is why we put tick on app-only users and put cross on Codejig ones. And right now, let's try to add some users to our list and give them some of the mentioned permissions. So to invite a new Codejig user, press on this button and enter the email. Here you may have 2 situations. If you add a user that already exists in Codejig, let it do like that, codejig.com, add user, let's just wait for some time. And as we can see, we have some basic information about the account from the user. And in the second case, if you add a user with an email that doesn't belong to anyone, let's do it like that. Test.codejig.com, add user, wait for some time. And we can see that only the email is displayed, and it is written in here that the user is not registered. An invitation letter will be sent to his inbox with an offer to create a new Codejig account. To add an app-only user, just click on this button, manually enter his login, enter his password, his first name and the last name, click add, just wait for some time. And as we can see, we have a new app-only user, which is indicated in here. So right now, let's add some permissions to those users. Let's demonstrate it first at a Codejig user. So here we can make him a company administrator by clicking on this. As well, you can allow this company administrator order new services, or you may not do this. In this field, you can make a user as a developer, and this field user access allows us to give permissions in some specific apps. So let's let this user access and administrate our test app and just click on save. As for the app-only users, just click on their profile, and as you can see, you cannot make this user as a company administrator. You cannot allow them to be a developer, but you can give the same permissions inside some specific apps. So let's just let this user access our test app, tick, tick, and save. Right now, let me show you how to delete a user. You basically tick him on the list and press on this button. As we can see, the user disappeared from the list. And right now I'm going to show you a bit more advanced way to manage the users of your company by allowing them doing different actions inside your app. So to demonstrate the example, I need to add one more app-only user. Let's just call him test1, password test1 as well, test1 and test1. We add the user and wait for some time. And right now we should allow him to use our app. Let's just click on can access and we save it. To use that advanced option, we need to go to the development mode of the app we want to manage. So we click on the list of our apps and choose the development mode of our test app. And on our app editor page, we go to the permissions folder. And right now we are going to allow one user only submit data without being able to view the recordings of other users, while the other user will be able both viewing and submitting the data and using the app completely. So we do this by adding some new roles on this field. Let's just click plus and add the first role as a recorder, which means that the user can only record data without being able to view this. And add one more role as a viewer and recorder. Recorder, tick. And let's just save the options right now. And to realize this function, we need to allow both users write the data. So we go to the right field and switch from use default mode to in any of roles. We instantly add admin as a role as well because administrators should be allowed to do everything inside our apps. We choose him. And as both of the roles will be able to write the data, we choose recorder and viewer and recorder. Afterwards, we should allow only one user to view the data. And we go to the read field and switch from use default to in any roles again. We select administrator as well, and we should only get here viewer and recorder without allowing the recorder viewing the database. So afterwards, we save our page and publish our app. So our app has just been published, and we just created specific roles for specific users. However, we haven't assigned those roles for a user yet. So to do this, we need to log in to our app in administrator mode. We just click open on the app. As you can see, I'm already logged in as administrator. And to assign a specific role to a specific user, you should go to the settings folder and choose here user accounts. So here we can see the list of available users for our app. And to assign a specific role, we should just add this field. Let's just make a test1 user as a viewer and recorder so he would be able to check the database and submit some data. Just choose it in here. And let's our test user be just a recorder. We choose this option, which means that the user will not be able to view the database and the recordings of other users. So everything is saved, and let's try testing and log in as a test user, switch user, and let it be test1, the password test1 as well. So basically we should be able to submit data and view the database. As you can see, we can record some data, and let's try viewing the database. We are allowed to do this. However, right now let's log in as a test user, which should be able only to record data without the permission to view the database. We switch the user, enter test, and test again. We log in. As you can see, we can record the data. However, when we try to move to the database folder, we are forbidden from doing this because we didn't allow the user with the role recorder view the database. I hope everything was clear for today. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.